As we reported last hour here in America's Newsroom, a sad day for the Fox News family because our friend and colleague Alan Colmes has left us too soon. His family releasing a statement that reads the following. Alan Colmes passed away this morning after a brief illness. He was 66 years old. He leaves his adoring and devoted wife, Jocelyn Elise Crowley. He was a brilliant guy. Hysterical and moral, he was fiercely loyal, and the only thing he loved more than his work was his life with Jocelyn. He will be missed. The family has asked for privacy during this very difficult time. That from the family. Sean Hannity was his friend, his teammate, his sparring partner. Sean's on the phone now. Sorry about this,
Bill.
Sean. Tough stuff. Just peel back the curtain a little bit about your friendship and your relationship with Alan for us.
Bill, I got to tell you, it's like a part of me left today. I mean, it's been a really tough day. I first want to say, his wife, he worshipped and adored her. And he loved Monica. By the way, he loved everybody. And, what's really, really amazing is, Alan and I, every day when we first got hired by Fox, neither one of us had a lot of TV experience. And every day we'd sit around and we'd look at each other and say, we're the two luckiest guys on the face of this earth. I know a lot of people remember us from our political disagreements, but what they may not know is he was just not only a guy with the greatest sense of humor, but he was a guy that had a human level of decency and love and kindness and humor. One of the funniest guys I ever met. And, he started his career as a stand-up comic. He was a quintessential radio man. He had a passion for the microphone. And what a lot of people don't know is that, we had a deep, abiding friendship.
Yeah.
It was never personal when we disagreed, ever.
And I think what captured your professional relationship in such a public way is Alan was a true believer. And Alan, kind of like you, would not give an inch, Sean.
To this day, he wrote a book, Red, White, and Liberal, which was a bestseller. And in one of the chapters, Bill, was, O.J. Simpson, innocent. And every single day, I said, you don't believe this. You don't believe this. His office was next to mine, up till, today. We talked on a regular basis. I wanted the audience to know one thing. When he first got sick, and I don't want to get too detailed into what had happened, he came in my office. We had a long, really deep, personal chat. We talked about our deep friendship. We talked about how blessed we were. We talked about what good friends we had. And the one thing that this, I think, captures Alan, he said, what I'm most worried about is Jocelyn, his wife. And he's like, I know she's going to take this harder than me. And meanwhile, he was facing a very difficult uphill battle, and it just captures the type of man he was. He wasn't thinking about himself. He was thinking about his wife. He was thinking about his family. And he kept saying, I don't want to put her through this. I don't want to put her through this. And when I say he worshipped, idolized, and adored his wife, I mean, I know because he told me. He would often use the phrase, she's my soulmate. And I know that this has been a very difficult time for him and for Monica and for the whole family. But, for our Fox family, Bill, I want people to know this was a good man with a great, huge heart who, to be perfectly honest, I have like a hole in my heart today. I'm just devastated. And I've known that this is coming for some time, to be honest, and I was just hoping and praying for a miracle. And I just want people to remember that in terms of human decency, we're living in a time of great incivility. Alan was civil. Alan was kind. He was the staunchest supporter of freedom of speech that I think I've ever met in my life, and that was really one big area that we agreed on. And I talked to Monica earlier today, and she wrote a beautiful tribute to him on her Facebook page.
Sure did.
And I can just say that every single person I know in that building, including you, and everybody, there's a lot of infighting in television. Everybody loved Alan. Everybody liked him. Everybody respected him. Everybody knew he was funny and nice and kind. And you know what? the world is a little darker place today because a really great human being left us.
Yeah. Sean, thank you for that. Sean
Thank
Hannity
you,
by
my friend.
telephone.
And our thoughts and prayers, by the way.
No question.
His wife is really struggling, and we're praying for her. We're praying for Monica. We're praying for his family.
No doubt.
And it's been a really tough day.
Yeah. Life is precious and life is short.
Yeah.
And Alan Colmes has left all of us at age 66. Thanks again, Sean.